Bienvenidos! Today we're going to talk about possessive adjectives in Spanish. Possessive adjectives are simply adjectives that show possession of a noun. Adjective describes a noun, and a possessive adjective describes that noun by showing who owns it or what owns it. In English, possessive adjectives are my, your, our, his, her, and their. In Spanish, we know that adjectives have to agree in gender and number with the nouns that they're modifying, and there are rule breakers to that. Possessive adjectives agree in number, and some of them agree in gender with the noun they're modifying. And they also, just like in English, come right before the noun that they modify. So in Spanish, my book would be mi libro, but my books would be mis libros, because the adjective has to agree in number with the noun. Your books, for you familiar, would be your books would be tus libros. Your book would be tu libro. Now the important thing to remember when writing your familiar in Spanish is just to write tu and leave off the accent mark, because when you put the accent mark on it, like that, it means you, the subject pronoun. It's pronounced just like tu without the accent mark. There's no difference in pronunciation, but just spelling wise, you have to leave off the accent mark in order to write your familiar. Our book would be nuestro libro, but if we have a feminine noun, we have to make nuestro agree in gender, so it would be nuestra familia, because familia is feminine, our is feminine. Libro is masculine, our is masculine. Nuestro also agrees in number with the noun it modifies, so if it's our books, nuestros libros. If it's our families, nuestras familias. Now notice that these adjectives are agreeing in number with the noun that they modify. So if that noun that they're modifying is plural, the adjective becomes plural. Now in Spanish, su means his, her, their, your plural, or your formal. This one pronoun, and oftentimes for clarification, instead of using su to describe possession, the speaker is going to use the other form of expressing possession using de, like el libro de Miguel, el libro de Ana, to show that it's Ana's book or Miguel's book, rather than saying su libro, because when you say su libro, we don't know if we're talking about him, her, whose is it? Is it his? Is it hers? Is it theirs? But su agrees in number with the noun it modifies, so if it's one book, it would be su libro. If it's more than one book, sus libros. But for clarification, in Spanish, most of the time you're going to hear es el libro de Miguel, or son los libros de Miguel.